Star Wars Galaxy's Edge finally breaks its timeline, but can Brickey find Boba Fett? Downtown Disney keeps finding new ways to celebrate Obi-Wan Kenobi. A planned press release or an accident lets us all know that Tiana will be here soon. Disneyland celebrates Black Music Month, but locks us out of Tell of the Lion King. Summer has brought long lines once again and odd decisions at Avengers Campus. Happy Pride Month, I love your love, and hey, slow down, we're not racing yet in Cars Land.
Who am I speaking to?
My name is Brickey.
FENNEC SHAND. Are you here on a mission?
Yes.
What is your mission?
I've been sitting on that bench for 90 minutes waiting to see your friend Boba Fett.
You have.
Oh, and I would wait so much longer than that just to try to see Boba Fett and the breaking of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge timeline that I've been asking for. Greetings, fellow citizens of Disneyland. Brickey here. What do you say? Let's take a lap around the Disneyland Resort and find everything we can new this week for your weekly Disneyland update. Hey friends, it's my favorite time of the week. What do you say? Let's slow it down and take a lap around the resort and find everything new that we can discover. I don't know about you friends, but after 3 weeks, I am absolutely loving Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know yet if I could say it's as good as The Mandalorian, but it feels like it's on a path to do something good with Star Wars, and I was shocked to see that the sand sculpture in front of the trading post had been updated. Completely unnecessary, but completely awesome. Happy Pride Month to all my LGBTQ plus viewers. I love your love, and I'm excited to see that Disneyland has started decorating for Pride, and let's hope that they decorate more outside of just selling a bunch of rainbow merchandise. Over on Main Street USA, you can see the American flags are all up for the summer season. American flags on the light posts and bunting on the buildings. But the summer season has brought something a little bit more other than patriotism to the Disneyland Resort. It's brought back everybody's favorite long summertime lines. Summertime lines, get in the line for the summertime. Sorry, I just drifted off to one of my favorite hits, the Summertime Line song. But you can see there are a lot of people wrapped around Main Street here, and rightfully so. With Toontown being down, you really realize how much heavy lifting Mickey and Minnie's houses did on providing families an opportunity to get whatever parent wants, a photo with their child with Mickey and Minnie inside of Disneyland proper. DCA's nice, but Disneyland's better. And over in New Orleans Square, we saw strollers everywhere, as well as some really long lines for the Haunted Mansion. It's been a while since I've seen Magnolia Park with overflow of guests. This normally happens around the holiday season when two holidays collide. But in the summer with Lightning Lane, I guess this is going to be the way that things are. To me, it looked like the line was completely full, and I asked the cast member, is there any room in the line? And they said, yeah, there's always room for one more. And you know me, I've got 999 problems, but being a ghost ain't one. Over at DCA at the Hyperion Theater, it seemed as if there was some sort of a media event going on. And I saw people all day long with media badges on, so I'm not sure if Disneyland had folks out to promote some of the new summer season offerings or what. But it was a very interesting thing to see the Hyperion Theater completely bushed off. Now, for those of you that don't live in Southern California around the movie industry, these bush walls are things that they put up for movie premieres, essentially just like a portable way for people not to see what's on the other side. You'll see them at private parties, movie premieres, etc. So they had the entire area roped off. Now, as you remember, this entire area a year ago for DCA's opening of California Adventure, it was all seating, and a couple of weeks ago it went down to about 20 or 30%. But now this week it was completely blocked off. Not a big deal. I believe it's very temporary. I could hear a sound man on the other side, like testing a PA. I could also see that they were setting up like tables and chairs for some sort of entertainment offering, banquet, or I believe this media thing that was happening for the media. You know, I come here once a week. I'm not the media. But over in Avengers Campus, more odd seating decisions. There are now these chairs that are all around the rail on the outside of Pym's Test Kitchen. Those were not there on opening day, and I really hate to see those there because look at this pinch point. Sometimes they use that area for the lightning lane of Guardians, and it can get very tight there. As you remember a couple of updates ago, we saw them add this seating on the outside of the HQ building. And instead of getting an e-ticket, we got a picnic it. But here's the thing. This one doesn't block the lines as far as getting into the Avengers campus, but it does block the sight lines. It just doesn't look as good with all of this right next to that show building or future show building. But this one is very bizarre. The built-in benches that sit inside of each of the courtyards outside of Pym Test Kitchen were completely blocked off. Now, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe they were holding this space for this media event so the media folks could come in there and have a designated area to watch whatever show they wanted to display for them on top of the HQ building. However, if that's not the case, what could this possibly be? Why would you take this premium seating that's needed? Granted, it has no awning or no sun blockage, but what would make you take this area and block it off? Especially when you're putting seats in places where seats were never designed to go. Let's just hope it's for the media event, and on Update next week, we see this all go back to normal and get cleaned. And while we're over at DCA, let's check out what's happening over in Radiator Springs. Always love the Cozy Cone Motel sign, but I love it more when the water fountain out front is being used. But I'm sure it's just some general maintenance. But have you ever noticed that it's actually shaped like a cone, the water fountain there? The characters of Cars Land, the citizens of Cars Land, do bring so much kinetic energy to this land. Like just seeing the cars drive around, I saw a couple little boys see them for the first time yesterday, and it completely blew their mind. And that's what Disney should be doing, blowing people's minds, making people believe that imagination is real. Radiator Racers was still down as of Thursday, recovering from the tire fire of a tire that wasn't spinning properly that started to get dragged, and then of course create the smell of fire.
See you over at Radiator Springs Racers.
Oh, we'll see you over there, but we're not going to be racing because the ride's down. Hopefully it'll reopen this weekend or early next week, but whoa, slow down. You're not cornholing yet. That's right, the cornholes are back in Radiator Springs, and so is cast member gossip. But like I said, they were testing the cars on Thursday, and they had a pretty rigorous testing going on. The cars were just running nonstop. Disney does a practice where an attraction has to be able to run flawlessly for a certain amount of hours before it can be considered safe and ready to reopen for the public. So it does look like we're days away from getting that back open. Now back to the cast member gossip. Oh my God, Mandy, Lightning McQueen is the worst. He's not down to earth like Mater. All the winning has gone to his head. I miss DJ. DJ knew how to party. Oh my God, don't tell him I have a crush. Anyway, back to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and waiting for Boba Fett. Oh, I waited.
What is your skill set?
Storytelling.
You're good at gathering information, I see.
Absolutely, and sharing it with multitudes.
Have you seen any members of the Pike Syndicate in this area?
I have not.
Let me know if you do.
I sure will. Thank you so much.
Friends, I've been sitting across from this building now for 90 minutes waiting to catch Boba Fett. I got FENNEC SHAND, got to talk to her. That might be it because I'm on a limited time budget on how long I can sit here and wait for Boba Fett. But the kid in me that was raised watching the original trilogy, like I'm such a huge Boba Fett fan. I keep saying another 5 minutes, another 5 minutes. So I'm making my cutoff 100 minutes, but I can't believe I'm spending my day hunting a bounty hunter. Come on, Boba Fett, come on. And another Star Wars news, Star Tours is going to be getting an update where there'll be new scenes added. That was something that got announced during Star Wars Celebration, which was kind of hard to keep track of because it was a massive Star Wars information dump. But Star Tours, 35 years old, just like me, and still telling new stories and going on bigger and better adventures. That's right, friends. We have an update on when we will see Splash Mountain turn into Princess and the Frog.
And are they making a ride?
They are making a ride. It'll be out in 2024.
Actress Anika Noni Rose, who voices Tiana in Disney's The Princess and the Frog, announced during the June 2nd episode of Live with Ryan and Kelly, which totes is where I get all my information, that Disneyland was planning on opening the attraction in 2024. Was this a purposeful press release or was it just a slip of the tongue? Who knows? I'm just happy to have a date because I've been sick of people saying, oh, it's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. Of course they're doing this. Of course it's happening. But what's going to be interesting is how does this change at Disneyland affect Critter Country as well as the rivers of America? There's a lot of things that could happen here. Is New Orleans Square going to get bigger? Are we going to just see it sort of be an odd fit into Critter Country? Does Critter Country just completely go away? And Critter Country is a key part to Disneyland Forward. That's the area that would break through to more park over in the parking lot if Disneyland Forward gets approved. Fascinating things ahead. Cannot wait to cover it all. And I just wanted to show you, this is one of my all-time favorite details of the park. Mark Twain, Disneyland, USA. It makes it feel real. So Splash Mountain fans, I'm seeing in 2023, we're going to see this bad boy shut down for probably around a year to come back better. And speaking of getting better, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge got so much better this week as they have finally broken the timeline that was designed into the land, and I am so excited for it. So excited that I waited about 120 minutes to finally see Boba Fett, a character that I mailed away for and was so excited when the action figure finally showed up at my front door.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Boba.
Did I see you harassing fruitmongers in Mos Espa?
Absolutely not.
Shame. I needed someone who could do that. Would have been rewarded too.
Too bad. Missed opportunity.
Very good. Watch your back out there.
I waited 110 minutes to see Boba Fett walk through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and it did not disappoint. The original trilogy are the Star Wars films that I was raised on. Getting to see a character from that world walk through this land that looks so convincingly Star Wars, it was worth it. And I spent my day bounty hunting a bounty hunter. Perfect fit.
What I really enjoyed about seeing Boba Fett walk through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is that he did a loop around the shops, staying in this one area, but really taking on what we saw him do in the book of Boba Fett, sort of become a lawman, walking around, talking to shopkeepers, checking in as if he was actually the mayor of this trading post. It just was nice to see that action come together. And because Star Wars Galaxy's Edge looked so real, it made him feel so real. Everybody wanted his attention, and the one person that he gave it to was this little Snow White in her stroller. She hung on Boba's every single word and thought this was the most amazing thing ever, and I have to say, it was Star Wars magic inside of Disney magic, which means my heart was full.
The excitement of people seeing Boba Fett walk through Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is so visceral. Like, it's so real, the excitement of seeing Boba Fett walk through. I really, really hope that this slight bending of the timeline means there's a lot more to come. And I waited so long that I learned the repetition of characters that come out of the backstage area. I watched 2 full cycles of the characters thinking, maybe Boba Fett takes Thursdays off. But no, I waited out and got to see it, and it was awesome.
And I got an amazing sunburn as a souvenir for hunting Boba Fett.
Hey, I think that's the Star Wars high that I have been chasing all the last month. Like, that was awesome. More of that, please, Disney. More of that. I always critique the things that aren't going right. That is something that is right. More of that. After sort of a meh attempt and C for effort during February Black History Month, let's see how Soulfully is improved as this month, the month of June, we'll be celebrating Black Music Month. Let's see if Disney has put a little bit more soul into Soulfully.
The Soul of Jazz, an American Adventure exhibit, is now open in the old ESPN Zone building in the downtown Disney district. The exhibit, which is dedicated to the history of jazz music and includes graphics from Pixar's Soul, opened at Epcot last year in recognition of Black History Month, and then it went to 3 different jazz museums around the country, and now finds itself during the month of June celebrating Black History Month and bringing some entertainment and education to downtown Disney for the cost of free. Right, Queen Bee? Who says America doesn't have royalty? The exhibit is really fun to check out. It's extremely small and doesn't take a lot of time. There's some cool photo ops, like you can sit on a bench here, and if you're in the right spot, it'll look like you're hanging out with the jazz band and ripping a set. What Disney fans are going to love is there's a Disney Archives display of memorabilia that has to do with the rich history of black music inside of Disneyland. Like, the time Louis Armstrong played on the Mark Twain. Can you imagine riding on the Mark Twain and Louis Armstrong is playing jazz music for you? What a moment in time to go back to. Hey, VR developers, make that experience for me. I would highly recommend dipping in, checking it out. It's definitely something to see. And I love that Disneyland has been using these kiosks in downtown Disney so you can kind of figure out where everything's at. Because sometimes when things like Soulfully happen, they're disconnected, they're kind of scattered all around the resort, and it's hard to figure out how to take part of the celebration when the celebration is spread all around the resort. Back in February when Disneyland did Soulfully for Black History Month, it just felt kind of last minute and rushed, like there was missing pieces and it didn't completely jive. And I'll always applaud effort to make things better, but when you stick your neck out, you should maybe sort of hit a benchmark of success. This event feels like it's well put together and learned from the mediocre attempt back in February. Black music acts will perform at Disney's California Adventures Carthay Circle and Hollywoodland stages, as well as the downtown Disney stage next to the Star Wars Trading Post, as well as poolside at the Craftsman Bar stage over at the Grand Californian. Hey, I'm all for anything that's going to put music and entertainment back inside of Disneyland. You can find these kiosks all around downtown Disney that'll give you a guide to where everything's happening, and they're also bringing food trucks in. Bread's Nashville Hot Chicken, and Happy Ice. And as a small business owner, it really means a lot to get a boost of help from a big company like Disney. And I can only imagine that Lemire Mitchell, the owner of Happy Ice, was pretty stoked to get invited to bring his food truck to downtown Disney to meet lots of new customers and hopefully get a nice cash injection. But everything's always not so happy. I've been waiting forever to get inside of the Fantasyland Theater, and friends, it did not happen.
So I showed up today to see The Tale of the Lion King, and unfortunately, there's no filming the stage. There's like a youth group that's up on there, and there's no showtimes today. Would have been nice for that to have been announced someplace, because as I strolled up to the front, the marquee has no showtimes on it. There's 2 cast members here making sure that there's no photos taken of the stage. And a bit of a disappointment. Been looking to get inside of the Fantasyland Theater. Been looking forward to getting to see this show. I show up the first week that it's back, and no access to the theater. Can't even take a photo or a video of what's actually on the stage. Very, very weird call. And these are kind of the things that happen post Thanos snap, where sometimes the customer service or the rules just don't really make sense. Oh well, maybe I'll see it next week. Maybe it'll be closed again. Who knows?
All right, friends, let's look at all of our construction and park projects that are going on around the Disneyland Resort. The big rehaul of the walkways of New Orleans Square is officially over, but we still have Pirates of the Caribbean down until July 1st, I believe is when it's going to come back online. The trees have been taken out, and because of that, you can actually see in to New Orleans Square from atop of Mickey and Friends parking structure. Normally those big trees out front kind of kept that sight line blocked. Even though I like kind of hiding the park from the outside world, it is nice to look in, and I hope that when they put these new trees in that they keep them kind of groomed and not so overgrowing. Down below, it's just a mess. There was all kinds of equipment everywhere thrown around. You could tell that at nighttime when the park is empty, they're really going hard in there. But Fantasmic is back nightly. We have all these new walkways. It's a little bit of a quilt blanket of patterns, but it's available and it's accessible, and that's what matters. Blue Bayou is open this weekend for walk-ups. You can just walk in and hopefully dine in one of the best dining experiences that you'll find inside the walls of Disneyland. But of course, you won't see people walking out here after just touching that weird wooden and spongy rail when you get off of Pirates. Ugh. But as we know, Blue Bayou, as well as lots of different pieces of New Orleans Square, recently went through a refurbishment, and this one is very, very odd. Speaking of Pirates and walking the plank, let's walk the plank in New Orleans Square. Wood? Like, there is literally now every texture you can imagine on the floor. There's bricks, there's stone, there's cobblestone, there's wavy concrete, and now you can walk ye old plank with Redbeard Brickey. Look at that. Wood floor? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna keep on counting. 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11 different floor textures you will find. Shout out Gloria Estefan, because you know she's missing the Tarzan tree. I have no idea why she would miss the Tarzan tree, but I was looking inside and I was trying to figure out what are these top beams for and why do the construction walls get bigger? They're supposed to be getting smaller. Well, shout out to my friend Dan over in Club 1313 Discord. Love you, Dan. Dan discovered we're good to go. The walkway will be open in days. I thought this box was because they were pouring concrete inside, but no, it's not a mold. It's a box. A brown box. Walt would be so proud. To all who come here, enjoy this brown box holding up our flagpole. Hey, Frontier times were hard times.
Friends, the DVC tower is coming along at a breakneck pace. I was tracking that they were doing about a half a floor a week. Now I believe they've gone up to over 1 floor, maybe 1 floor and a quarter, 1 floor and a half per week. The foundation is always the hardest thing to get going. There's this massive breezeway that goes underneath the center of this hotel. So they kind of had to build a bridge, if you could think about it. But now it seems like the methods are all in place. And where I'm standing at, every week I'm seeing more than a story of concrete getting poured each and every week. It's coming together at a really fast pace. Do you remember when we had to get up on our tippy toes just to see a little bit of this project over the top of the palms that go along the side of the restaurant and the edge of the pool? Well, now we can see that the structure is almost surpassing the height of the monorail water slide. I used to have to really kind of dig around to see what was happening below our line of vision, and now it's just going up, 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 up. And as I predicted, maybe a bad summer to stay at the Disneyland hotel because of the noise that's going on with this site. I see people chilling around the poolside, but they're also hearing the repetition of hammers going off, construction workers yelling back to each other, and heavy machinery going. So for those prices, maybe a summer to stay away from the Disneyland hotel. But oh, when this DVC tower is done, it's going to be a great time to come back if you're a DVC member. Can't wait to see what these rooms look like and how this project comes all together. But it is going at a really, really fast pace on the framing. Fun to check this out each and every week. Even when I don't show it to you, I'm back here filming just to see how fast the progress is going along on this project. I'm not a DVC member, but I'm assuming that the project out in the parking lot is a sample to show people what they would get with their DVC points. And as I've been explained, DVC points in Southern California are really, really scarce. So this is going to add a lot of capacity to the short inventory that they have for DVC members out on the West Coast. All 3 Disneyland Resort hotels have some sort of construction that's going on, making a little bit of loud noise for the price that you pay, regardless of what hotel you stay at.
Now, what's interesting is that brown gate, you have to have a hotel card to go through that gate. So that gives a layer of security for people staying at the hotel. Now, you can still exit out of DCA, go through Grand California Hotel, and walk out here. But you can only go through there if you are staying at the hotel. Where you see that stanchion there with the green fabric on it, the striped fabric, that will be where Pixar Pier hotel guests will be able to go into the walkway that will connect inside of DCA. This little patch of dirt that we see in the middle, that's where everything was at in the western end of downtown Disney. It is so wild that it's gone and it's just been reduced to this little patch of dirt. There used to be a movie theater there, a Starbucks, and a space that nobody can make sense of.
Hey friends, another week, and it looks like another week without construction going on over here. It was brought to my attention that there is a concrete shortage that's currently going on. As we know, lots of industries are suffering from supply chain issues, and concrete is the glue that holds everything together. So we've gone through the demo phase, we've gone through the excavation phase. The next phase would be sort of laying down the foundation for new things to come from. If concrete is in short demand, or if there's a delay, that would make total sense why we've seen this project come to a grinding halt. Let's hop on the monorail and see what we can find from up above as we roll over the construction site, peering in to see if we can find anything new this week. It is shocking how fast the demo went just to see it hit a moment of pause, which got some of us thinking there's a lot going on right now. Concept artwork that was a little bit lackluster, some Anaheim political turmoil that has to do with future projects in other parts of Anaheim. Could that be tethered into this? Or could it just be supply chain issues, a lack of concrete, the glue that we need to start building a better downtown Disney for tomorrow?
And looking around DCA, there's a lot more of those sidewalk construction boxes that have popped up. There's actually a decent amount of those and they keep moving around. But look at this Breaking news. This is my dream. This is my fantasy. How do I make this happen? Look at this. It's like Miami Vice inside of DCA. Oh, look at Crockett and Tubbs go. Busting a Coke deal over at Paradise Gardens. I love DCA Vice.
Out of all the boat rides at Disneyland, that's the one I want to ride the most. That would be so great to be out in a little boat cruising around. Teach me how to work on the fountains, guys. I'll get out there, I'll tool around, I'll make watercolor better. Oh, to ride on those little boats. Man, that would be awesome. I'm on a Boba Fett high still. Well, friends, there's another walk around the resort, finding everything new. What?
Yeah, you're so cool. Look at you. You can walk. Humble brag. Too bad the sidewalk walls. We don't walk. We stand tall. Taller than you, Brickey.
Anyways, thank you so much for going on.
Oh, look at me. I have a red beard and a camera, and I can walk around Disneyland all day and tell everybody everything new that's happening. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
What?
You heard me, Redbeard. You heard me loud and clear. Don't act like you didn't hear me. Oh, sick burn on Brickey. You just burned him worse than his forehead.
Thank you for going on this journey with me. I hope you had fun. I always enjoy taking
Hey,
each.
Brickey, we want to apologize. We want to apologize to the audience for having to deal with you.
Oh, you got him, Wally.
That'll teach that know-it-all.
Look, I'll tell you right now, sidewalks are important. Shout out to the Sidewalk gang. But these sidewalk walls have gotten out
They
of
like us
control.
more than like you. Ladies love walls.
Everybody loves walls.
And people have to learn to tolerate Brickey.
Which is why he's so jealous of us walls. Sidewalk walls.
What?
You're going bald.
Anyways.
See your bald spot from up here. We look down on you. We can see you're going bald. And then you put on COVID-19 there with the old belly. Dummy?
All right, fine. You guys have it your way. You in the vlog. I'm done.
I'm the great garbage can that sits upon the pedestal, and I can declare that the walls are right, and for Brickey is wrong.